Love that twitch, man. Love that twitch.
I need
Anyway,
to talk to this man, whoever it is.
so one of the great things about doing this show for a million years, not this particular one, but different incarnations, we did a show at a comedy club called Comedy Sports here in Philly.
On Sansom Street.
On Sansom Street, where there's Helium Comedy Club. So there's a lot of little theaters on that street, great little area. And for a year, we did a show at this place, and we had a set. We had a stage. We had an audience.
Right.
It was
like a late-night talk show.
It really
kind of
was, man. I
situation.
think I think I have a future in this.
Yeah.
We actually helped build the set, too. And who was our great producer and camera guy there, Robin?
Nathaniel Dotson.
Nathaniel Dotson shot this stuff with multiple cameras and then produced it. We didn't do it live.
I miss having him be around.
He was phenomenal, man. That guy's a genius. He was a young guy, and he's just did all this great video stuff, and then he would edit it and then put it out as a podcast. So we did it. We did it on Podcast One,
right?
And then we did it on all the apps that you can hear the podcast later. But the video of the show was always like a day later because he had to produce it and put it all together.
I believe this was actually the inaugural show. This was the
Thanksgiving.
Day before
This was Thanksgiving Eve. This is we're not showing you the whole show, but we're showing you our guest is going to join us a little while. Max Major. Now, if you were watching America's Got Talent the other night, now he was on our show 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And
we knew he was going to be
This kid's brilliant. I call him a kid
amazing.
because he looks like he's 12 years old.
He's going to be the next Amazing Kruskin, except it's Max Major.
Exactly. He's incredibly talented. We had him on the show, and we're not going to play the whole segment, but when he comes on the set,
And
he's a mentalist.
He's a mentalist.
We did not talk to him ahead of time other than booking him for the show. We did not meet him. We actually met him for the first time on stage.
He's not a mental case. That's usually our audience and our staff. He's a mentalist.
Was he doing work at Helium and then came
No.
over?
No.
He lives in D.C. Had just taken the train up. He was going to be doing stuff for the weekend at the Franklin Institute. He actually did science shows at the Franklin Institute when he would come to town. You know, all the mentalist stuff. Guy's brilliant. So we had him on the show, and now 5 years later, he's on America's Got Talent. I'm telling you.
He freaked us out with this, and you have to watch it. It's just 5 minutes. I'm going to play it, and I if you're listening, you'll still get to appreciate it because in the video I explain for those listening on radio only. But let me just tell you ahead of time that he freaked us out completely with what he was able to do. So here we go.
First of all, thanks for driving up to be here, because you don't have to be here until Friday, right?
Yeah, no, I came up for the show. Really excited.
That you live in D.C., so you're a Redskin fan?
Ravens fan.
Oh, how did that happen?
I grew up in Maryland.
Oh, okay, that's
so,
good.
Yeah.
Are you a Raven fan this year? Because there were a lot of Eagle fans who aren't Eagle fans this year. The Ravens, I mean, that's a total disaster down there.
That's all right. We'll bounce back.
Really? You're that confident?
Yeah.
All right, that's good.
We're not.
How many Eagle fans are still confident in here? That would be nobody.
That was an eventually. That's not like, yeah.
He was right about that,
We
too.
had a tour last year called Think.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of magicians and a lot of mentalists and people do amazing things. You've been doing this for a while now. You started out as a young kid. I mean, you did what I did. When I was a kid, I had a passion. I don't know why. I wanted to be in radio, and I pursued it. Same thing with you with magic?
Yeah, it was the only thing I ever wanted to do. So I was, 10 or 11 years old, and like any kid, I learned like a card trick, just a standard trick, and that's where it started for me. But unlike other kids, I couldn't stop. I couldn't put it down. I couldn't let it go. But the biggest turning point for me was actually when I was 18. My dad was actually hypnotized so that he could quit smoking.
I was hypnotized
You were
to quit smoking.
Did it work for you?
Yes, absolutely.
It did?
Yes,
Okay.
Yes, I did it on the radio, on WIP, on the old WIP morning show. A hypnotist came in, and I was smoking, and she hypnotized me. I haven't smoked for 20 years.
Yeah, same. Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Credit to the hypnotist, credit to the power of your own mind. And I found the same thing with my father, was he tried everything, nothing worked, never smoked again, after this. And so I thought that was real magic. I mean, if you could change someone's behavior with your words, I was fascinated by this. And so that's when I started studying body language and psychology and hypnosis and psychology, and kind of blending that with my magic. And that's really what mentalism is. It's sort of a marriage of science and psychology and magic and hypnosis and verbal suggestion. And that's sort of how I ended up here, 20 years later.
Now, did you take any classes, or is this all self-study?
For the most part, it's self-taught. I had mentors growing up in Baltimore, but really it's sort of a self-directed thing. And so I've taken particular courses or workshops for some of the skills I've wanted to learn, but it's really self-directed. There's no school, there's no teachers per se. So this is a simple game. It's called person, place, or thing. Okay? So in your head right now, commit to one of those.
Okay.
You got it? Mm-hmm. Not just like the topic, but an actual person,
Yes.
an actual place, or an actual thing. In this moment right now, you're not thinking of the person, are you?
No.
No, you're thinking of like what you is an activity. It's like an activity or something that happened.
It's
Is
something that happened.
Something that happened. Okay, so it's a thing, but it's like something from your past that happened. Sort of a fond memory of yours.
Fond because it was weird, yeah.
That was weird.
I had a weird childhood, so everything that I did that I think of fondly was weird. I didn't have a normal
It
upbringing.
explains so much, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm guessing a hot tub and a big wheel.
I'm a mental case. You're a mentalist, so I had a weird upbringing.
this memory you're thinking of right now, is there more than one person in this story? Is
No.
it just you? It was
Yes.
just you. Okay, but it
No,
didn't.
no, it's
You don't have to say, but I'm
Okay.
just curious. You're just okay.
it involves me and a friend.
Okay,
You're not supposed to say stuff.
that's all right.
Told you, hot
Think
tub, big
about
wheel.
what this activity was or what you were doing. You and a friend. I'm going to show this to them, but not to you guys. All right.
Okay.
But particularly, there's no ing on the end. Something with. Wow, this actually is even more cryptic. That's probably didn't help my case any. Pick it. Something like what is the story? What is this thing in your head? Just the thing. What is this thing that's in your head right now? I'm getting some combination of these two activities. What are you thinking of right now? You can say it out loud.
Well, I slept in my friend's closet in his house. Are you kidding me?
Okay, you guys, for those of you listening on the radio, he wrote down sleep closet.
I am not kidding.
I am freaked out.
So hold on.
These are the thoughts that are running through your head right now?
This is a real- hold
Sleeping
on.
in a friend's closet?
This is not just a random thing. This is an actual story from your life. Is that
Correct.
true?
Absolutely.
Okay. So let's go deeper then. Because to be honest, you could have thought of an inanimate object, a thing. You could have just said umbrella or something. But this is a very specific memory. Think about. You said this was at a friend of yours' house. Think about the name of this person that was involved in this story, and spell that name in your head one time now.
Okay.
Now, if you guys were watching, I don't know if you're listening or watching along, you could see as he's spelling, he's kind of nodding along. We all do this as we spell. Either our eyes or our head jumps from letter to letter. That's how I get a sense of the length of it. It was 5 letters. Yes, it's a male name. Just a guy friend of yours as a kid. Think about the first letter of that person's name. Yeah, okay. I'm going to write this down. Again, I do this ahead of time just so that you know I can't change my mind. I'm going to show this. What was the name of your friend whose house this happened at when you fell asleep in the closet? What was their name?
I know.
What was it?
Buddy.
You know, he was supposed to be here tonight, too.
Anyway.
Buddy?
Yeah, buddy.
Oh, okay.
Is that amazing?
Jeez.
And this is not a story that
We
Tony
had not met Max, so he didn't know anything about my upbringing, my friend, my best friend, and that's just crazy stuff. And that's the kind of stuff that freaks you out.
Yeah.
When you see somebody do that, card tricks. The guy does a lot of stuff, and he's on America's Got Talent.
Now, yeah. Oh,
and
he's
so
going
he
to
was
blow
on
people
the other
away.
night, and he's going to blow the nation away because everybody. It's a popular show.
Yeah.
Now Nick Cannon won't be on that show. I think he's on the Masked. He's
And
still
let me
on
tell
the
you,
Masked Singer, by the way.
after he was on, I even went online to see if he could have, like, if Tony maybe mentioned this story somewhere, and it was like on a chat room somewhere or on some website. I searched high and low. I could not find Tony having mentioned this story anywhere other than. I mean, this is not something that
I didn't even mention it to Robin.
Yeah, I had just found out about the story too. So
then we find out that he's going to be on America's Got Talent. So Robin watched the other night, and he was on. And, of course, they have to do it virtually now because they can't do studio audience stuff. So he's going to be on there. We're going to have him come on for a couple minutes. And then John McMullen. So great story, and we love that kind of stuff. He's not Miss Cleo or anything. He's not going to have 99-cent calls. You call me right now, Miss Cleo will tell you your future. Or he's not going to have like a little one of those store-side psychic medium things where you go in and they tell you the card readers and the tarot, and all that
cards,
stuff.
yeah.
Have you ever done that, Harry? Gone to a fortune teller?
No.
I think Rostein's done that. Have you gone in like on the Atlantic City Boardwalk when you're walking there and they have that one little store that's real small, palm readers, tarot cards?
No, I've never
You ever
done
do
that.
They look
No.
at the lines in your hands. What do
Right.
those lines tell you? The line always tells you something, Harry.
Well, yeah.
The line tells you not to bet on Tiger this week. Guy on the couch didn't listen to the line.
No, he didn't.
What's the matter with you, man?
He's going to make it.
I
He's
hope
gonna make
Dustin Johnson goes back-to-back 80.
Wow, Harry's bitter and broken.
That'll make Harry feel
I just
better
want
about
to. I
himself.
want him to embarrass himself now.
You know what doesn't embarrass him, Harry? His bank account.
Oh yeah.
Getting in a rental car and he's not going to. The trunk that gets slammed is not going to be his car.
And he won't even slam it.
No,
his caddy will do it.
Yeah, because his caddy's going to lose a lot of money too.
Right.
Anyway, coming back, Max Megar. He'll join us live for a couple minutes. And then the moment you've been waiting for, Harry Mays, the first ever John McMullen Zoom call.
He's got a lot to live up to because Bradley right now, Michael Bradley.
He's the leader in the
He
clubhouse
is the
right
leader
now.
in the clubhouse on all Zoom
Zooms.
calls.
He shot 64 today on the show.
Exactly.
He shot 60.
8 under.
That's 8 under par. He's on the leaderboard. The pressure's on John McMullen. That's all still ahead. It's a Friday. And, yes, the ice will be coming down shortly, Harry. Can you feel what the ice is cooking?
I can't wait.
Me neither. We got a lot of vodka to drink and not a lot of time to do it. We're coming right back. Stick around.
All right.
I have an update regarding my GoFundMe for my parking ticket.
Did you start a GoFundMe?
Did you start one?
No. Caleb in Indianapolis donated $5 via Venmo to me for, it was the caption read, for not understanding what a handicap parking sign means. So I'm up to $5.
That's
Wow.
good.
$2.96 to go, baby.
I'm going to match those.
No, it's not good.
Only if he has to pay it will we do a GoFundMe.
All right.
Drives it in
you're
the left
in.
rough.
Can we hear you yet?
There he is.
Hold on. I need to actually turn you on. There you go.
Oh, he still
Right.
looks good. How are you, man?
Hey, I'm doing great.
Do you even lift, bro, anymore or what, man?
I do, yeah, every day.
We just showed the tape of your appearance on our show.
He's been in the chat room.
Yeah,
so
I'm
he's,
hanging out in the Twitch chat.
Oh, where
I love
are
it.
you in there?
Just watch it. Good memories there.
It's Max Major.
I don't see Max Major in the chat room.
Well, he was. Scroll back a little bit.
Okay.
Because he probably switched over.
You look the same, man. You know, like them high school girls, man. I keep getting older, and you look the
I don't
same
age.
age, man.
I don't.
He's in Vegas now. Did you know that, Tony?
Oh, you're in Vegas?
Yeah.
I
yeah,
didn't know that.
It's under a year.
So you're doing shows in Vegas? You have your own room?
The strip is
I know it's
Kind
shut
of
down
closed,
again,
yeah.
right?
right now, but that was the goal. That was the goal.
But you're locked down in Vegas then. So there's no comedy clubs, no little.
Yeah, the casinos are open again, but there's no shows. The shows will be like the very last of last phase because, you know, you can't have people sitting in the same room. So theaters and arenas are. Vegas is opening quicker than other towns, but the theaters and shows will be last, probably next year sometime.
Okay, Max, just so you know, when we hear the music, if you can just be silent, and then Tony will introduce you when we come back.
He already knew that, Robin. He's a mentalist.
Probably.
So we're down in my basement now, Max. We're down here. We built the studio
Pretty
here.
cool setup. I like
No,
it.
it's great. Yeah, Robin and I built up most of this ourselves.
Yeah, was this pre-quarantine or this was the result?
No,
of
we've been
quarantine?
doing it for 2
No,
years
this was
down
result
here.
of.
No,
Okay,
we were
that's
doing
awesome.
the show on Twitch
Yes.
long before we had
But
to do
we
the
ended up-
shelter in place.
Well, you guys have been way ahead on live streaming and all that
everything,
stuff. for a
man,
long time.
everything.
Definitely.
That Peter Solomon guy died.
I know. I saw.
Howie's super nice, Cujo.
Yes,
Yeah,
I've
all the
actually
judges have
met
been
Howie
awesome.
Mandel as well, and he is really, really nice.
Yeah,
I
we
think-
met him too.
Incredible.
Yeah.
We met him at a
Yeah.
MMA event
No, I
in
think
Atlantic City.
a lot of people mistake his
Did he wear rubber gloves
reluctance
when he?
Humor.
because
yeah.
his reluctance meeting people because he is a germaphobe, which is a real issue.
Yeah, I served him in
Right.
Atlantic City. He owned
Yeah, it's
brought
not
his
a-
own
it's not an act for
utensils,
sure.
everything like that.
Yeah,
Listen,
it's-
and he was way ahead of the curve, so that's why he'll never get Rona.
I know, really.
Heidi is beautiful in person and virtually.
Yeah.
Joey Binko.
So, but they're not out there. So where are they doing their show? Where are they doing their? They're all in separate boxes,
their home.
right? Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they're
all
all
in
doing
separate
from their home.
boxes.
Yeah.
And you were
Yeah.
in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
The other
Yeah,
night when
we'll
you
have
were
a chance
on.
to talk about it for sure. But
Okay.
it's wild times.
You know, Howie just every single time we've met him, he's been super, super, super nice. I think it's just
You know, and our buddy
Yeah,
John
feisty little
Dorenbos,
cat.
you know, remember the story of John Dorenbos, our buddy, the punter for the long snapper for the
know.
Eagles. We knew he was doing card tricks and magic long before he
Yep.
made it to the national stage, and obviously he blew up on America's Got Talent.
Yep.
Wasn't he on Ellen's show once?
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was
he's been
several.
everywhere. He's been on
he
Ellen
still
a couple
plays
times.
professional sports, or is he
No.
just
No,
not?
he's retired.
He's
Yeah,
out.
he
okay.
he was actually really, in a weird way, lucky. He was he went to the Saints, and because they had to do a full body
A physical, yeah, they found out
he
a
had
heart deformity.
Major heart issue that, if he had been hit wrong, would have killed him immediately. And he had a open heart transplant, not transplant, a surgery, and survived
Unbelievable.
because of it. Yeah, so he was really.
Welcome back to the Tony Bruno Show with Harry Mays on Sirius XM 211.
It's the Friday free-for-all, Harry Mays, and you know where we're going to go right now, virtually?
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
Vegas, baby.
Beautiful.
Where things are not all open. I mean, the lights are on. You can see the Luxor light up into space on the space shuttle.
The pyramid.
The pyramid, the strip, the fountains are going. The casinos are open, but Max Major is not able to perform, ladies and gentlemen, except virtually on America's Got Talent the other night. And, of course, he was doing shows in Vegas before everything shut down. Right, Max? Good to see you, man.
Hey, good to see you guys. It's been a while. How long's it been? Like, I don't know, 5 or 6 years since we did our first interview?
Well, you're
it was like
supposed to
5
remember
years.
that. You're the mentalist.
I think it was almost 5 years ago that
Yeah.
it was like Thanksgiving 5 years ago.
Time flies when
Yeah.
you're getting older, but you know what? As the movie goes, you know what they say about them high school guys? I get older, they stay the same age. And Max, you look exactly the same. I'm a battered performer now, and that's what happens when you get older. So you're still doing your thing. So were you doing because you had a science show called Think. You did at the Franklin Institute, and it traveled around the country. So what is it that you were doing in Vegas, and what were you doing, and in what room?
Yeah, so I actually moved to Las Vegas to kind of start a new chapter in my career. I had been living on the East Coast, Washington, D.C. area for a long time. And just under a year ago, I moved to Vegas to actually take that leap from I was doing a lot of corporate events, private parties, things like that, and I was ready to have my own show on the Strip. And then just as I got to town, that's when the pandemic struck and everything shut down. So I had some conversations going. I was really excited about, the direction of my career. And then it turned into a ghost town here. And at the same time that, like, all the stages on the Strip shut down, America's Got Talent opened up to online auditions. And so I felt like, okay, well, the stages are closed, but here's the biggest stage in America. Why not audition to America's Got Talent during this shutdown? And here we are.
And so you made it through the other night. So what's
Yeah,
next?
so the other night was my audition. And so what happened was they were filming the show with an audience like normal. And then as the COVID virus started to come around the country, they started to gradually have less and less people in the crowd until eventually, as you saw in the last 2 episodes, acts were performing with no audience. So it was just the judge on stage. And then eventually, things with the coronavirus kept heating up and they went completely remote. They didn't have enough acts yet. And they said, okay, well, how are we going to do this? We need to go virtual. And so they started hosting auditions over the internet. I was one of those auditions. And as everyone saw on television the other night, the performance went amazing. I was sitting on Zoom just like this, just waiting, crossing my fingers. And then all of a sudden the camera was on. And there was Heidi and Simon and the new judge, Sofia Vergara, and Howie Mandel and Terry Crews. And it was like I had walked out on the stage, but it was virtual. So it was totally surreal. Here I was. I've always wanted to be on America's Got Talent, but it was happening over the internet. So wild times.
So that puts a lot, right? I mean, you would think of that, Harry, where the pressure is even greater there, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not in front of the people. You're
Right.
not performing
It's
to
not
them.
the usual
Yeah,
because
it's
vibe that you get.
Yeah, you got to get the vibe from the audience. The judges have to get that.
Mm-hmm.
We were talking before about our buddy John Dorenbos, who played for the Eagles, long snapper, did a lot of card tricks growing up, and he's phenomenal. He was runner-up on America's Got Talent. He's got a great career after football going on right now. He's everywhere, and everybody knows him. And hopefully you blow up on this thing now. Now, you can't perform because that would be an unfair advantage for you versus the other contestants, right? Is that the rule?
As far as I know, the next opportunity I'll have to perform, hopefully, fingers crossed, is for the judges in the judge cuts. And that's the round that, I'm really excited about because that's kind of the dividing line between you and the live rounds, performing for the whole country live. So the next round up is the judge cuts. I need 4 yeses from the judges to move on. And then from there forward, if I get through, it's up to America to vote. So I hope if folks are watching the show, they'll follow my journey on AGT. Honestly, I could use all the support I can get. I'm going to do my part to kind of raise the bar from my audition. But after that, it's up to America.
Now, Max, is the next cut also going to be virtual, or is that actually going to be in person? Do you know?
I'm not exactly sure. I'm not sure as far as all the other acts. I don't know, when or if I'm going to be on. I'm waiting for the phone call. Fingers crossed. But I would assume everything will be fully virtual. It felt like from the last episode that aired that they were shifting in that direction. All of the final auditions were virtual, which for me is so strange because as a mentalist, I was there in the room with you, Tony, on that stage, and I know you said we hadn't met before, but I'm at least in the same room with you where I can pick up on things or get a read on you. So virtually, it's a challenge for all acts, but for me especially, I need to get a read on the judges, and so it's going to be really challenging next round to do it over, a webcam. But I think I have a pretty awesome act planned, and I'm definitely going to raise the bar from what people saw in the auditions. So
now Harry
this is the biggest performance of my life. I can't wait.
Absolutely. And Harry Mays, my partner, can you tell what I'll just give you a little hint since you're not here and can't read him. What is angering him today during this show? And it has to do with something that's on television as we speak.
Yeah, I can read him, but I think that would fall under the heading of performing. So I'll send you a little email. I'll send you a little email after the fact because the stuff going through his head is pretty entertaining.
And Max we actually did other bits on when he came on again. Envelope things where things were written in advance and sealed in an envelope and he knew it was in there and he never saw it. I mean, that's the kind of stuff that just blows my mind, man.
Well, he used to apparently pick the winners or predict the winners of March Madness, too.
That's right.
I read. So I did have a question for him, but I guess he can't answer it.
He can email you after.
We can do some private consulting offline. Do you want to send me
all I want to know.
DM? You want to slide into the DMs at It's Max Major? We can talk sports.
Now
picks.
you're following me, of course, right on Twitter at It's Max Major.
Yeah, everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, you name it. Same username.
Beautiful, man.
Yeah, I don't have a specific team or anything. I just want to know from Max if we're going to have a football season. That's really my major concern.
Well, he's a Baltimore Raven fan, and the last time he was on the show, he said he thought things were going to be on the up and up, and nobody knew what was going to happen back then. The Ravens were terrible, remember? Mm-hmm. They weren't terrible, but, the quarterback was getting older, Flacco, and he knew back then 5 years ago that the Ravens would rise again.
And Lamar Jackson would be their
Exactly right. He had an envelope with Lamar Jackson's name in it. After the show, he showed it to me, I believe. But no, the Ravens are legit, man. You got to be happy about your football team, man.
Yeah, we'll see if we have a sports season. It's such strange times right now. And, sports, like all other forms of entertainment, it's really what we all need right now. Mm-hmm. So America's Got Talent, I'm really excited that they've, adapted and they're finding a way to do this without an audience. And I think they're so creative. I think it's going to make for a really entertaining season. It's kind of like, it's like the show of the summer. Like every summer, I think 15 years now they've been going on. Mm-hmm. So, entertainment, for me as an entertainer, it's one of those things that you do to help lighten up people's day. And with all the venues closed, not being able to perform or entertain anywhere, super grateful for this opportunity to perform on AGT and glad they're adapting as well.
Well, we'll pump you up on this show.
Yes.
You know the love we have for you, man.
You seriously blew us away.
Yep. And you'll do the same thing to the nation, man. And Max,
we're going to the finals, baby. I'm not
taking it all away.
He's
going to go
straight to the finals, and I'll be talking to you guys every week after my performance.
And then he's going to take it all away to the White House.
This is my dream. This is why I was put on this earth to perform and be an entertainer, and this is the opportunity of a lifetime. So I am not stopping until I get that show on the Las Vegas Strip. That's the grand prize, and I'm coming for it.
Yeah,
awesome.
On Twitter, it's Max Major.
Yes.
Yeah.
No apostrophe, just ITS Max Major. Not Max Factor. Not Max Power.
And one last thing, it doesn't hurt that he wears these really tight T-shirts and
it works for me too. It works for me
shows off
too,
the pecs and the guns. I mean,
although he doesn't look as jacked as he did the last time.
I don't have as much of a plunging neckline as that 5-year-old footage. Got to work on that.
You got to get bigger chains and stuff. You got to do the whole Vegas thing. You got to look like Nick Papagiorgio in the Vegas Vacation movie. You remember that one? Nick Papagiorgio, the son. And he's going into the casinos underage, and he's winning all these exotic cars, playing slot machines. And then they think he's a high roller, so they put him in the presidential suite. Mm-hmm. And then Damian Lillard comes in, he throws him out and says, "Get the hell out of here. Who are you?" This is before Dame was important. Max, it's great to see you, man. And we'll watch you every week on America's Got Talent. What night is that? Is that Wednesday night? Or Tuesday night?
Well, I think it actually is rerunning this Sunday. So if folks didn't have a chance to see the final round of auditions, it'll be on again this Sunday. So definitely check it out. And then, each week for the rest of summer, hopefully stay tuned, cheer me on. I'm coming for the crown.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's put your hands together.
I think your mental ability is rubbing off on me. I'm foreseeing it. I'm foreseeing a win here.
Vegas, baby, Vegas!
All right, Max, we'll talk to you soon, brother. Thank you, man.
Thank you guys so much for the support. Hope to talk to you after the next round.
Absolutely. There he is. You remember the name, Harry.
Max Major.
Remember where you heard him first. Not even today. We're talking 5 years ago, Harry. That's why this show is so far ahead of the curve. What happened? We were the first sports show on Twitch, remember?
Right.
And people said, Twitch? What the hell is that except for gamers? Guess what happened, Harry? Did you see the big news?
I did not.
It's not my style to pat myself on the